And we are live. Hello, hello, hello. How are you?
Hello, Meir. How are you? Good, good.
Good to see you.
Very good to see you too. So
Yeah,
today I have some of business question to ask you because whenever I look for business, it's you. Yeah,
thank you.
yeah. Thank you. So statistically, 95 of business fell in the first 5 years. 95%, I mean, and
Mhm.
100 of business owners have come to you for help when they are stuck, and I was one of them. So
Yep,
without meeting you a few years ago, I would have been struggling finding my way out. I
yep.
was seeking for the true wisdom, and you are the only coach that can guarantee the result. So why the business normally fail in the first 5 years, Mia?
Okay. So why people fail is because if you look at why people start a business, they start a business because they are good at something and they really believe in that thing and they're really really good. Let's say you are a good salsa teacher, or you are a good dentist, or you are a good programmer, and you're starting a programming company, and you think that well, if you are so good, because you are so good, everyone will want you. But actually, yeah, but actually, to actually succeed, you need to have at least minimum three areas of life totally handled, and it's better if you have 7 areas. But there are 7 areas that you need to really know, like 100% know, if you want to become really successful. Okay, but minimum to start as a small business, you need 3 areas, and those 3 areas you need to be expert at. The first thing is what you deliver, the technical side, what you're good at. You're
Right.
a good dancer, you're a good teacher, you're a good programmer, a dentist, whatever. Okay, so this is really good. That's one part. So you need to be very, very good at delivery and correction. Delivery and
And
correction.
correction. Yeah.
Yeah, so these 2 areas. So you can be very, very good dancer, but if you don't know how to correct, you will not be a good teacher. Yes. So
Exactly.
delivery and correction. Second, the second area, yeah, and I'm giving it to you in the reverse order of importance. The least important stuff is how good you are technically.
Wow.
At the beginning, the least important, like almost irrelevant. Okay,
Right.
almost irrelevant at the beginning how good you are technically. Second, you need to be really, really good in administration and finance. Really good at administration and finance. That's the second most important thing at the beginning. Later on, it becomes number one. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the first most important thing at the beginning, you need to be really good at marketing and sales. Like extremely good. PR, marketing and sales, but marketing and sales. You need to be very extremely good. If you are missing one of those areas, you will not be successful. And each one of those areas have a specific knowledge that you need to learn. Actually, quite simple knowledge. It's not even complex. But if you will learn it and you will invest, I'm estimating 50 to 100 hours of learning this knowledge. Once you have this basic knowledge, you will have to be a genius to fail. You will not be able to fail. It's just impossible to fail, but no entrepreneur, or almost no entrepreneur, don't actually invest the time to learn it. Sometimes you will see that there is a partnership. One is very good in marketing and one is very good in delivery, and they will do not bad. They will do not bad because they have 2 areas more or less covered. But it will go only so far, and then they will get stuck with the administration. So you need all of those parts, and that's the first reason why businesses fail. The
Wow.
second reason is assuming that you've learned that. There's one more very important reason to understand. Once you start a business, once you start an activity, once you start a relationship, anything that you start, the moment that you start it, you will go into a dangerous situation. Things will become bad before they will become good.
Right.
Yeah, things will become bad before they will become good. But the fact that they're going bad, it's actually an improvement. Because you started with nothing and now things are becoming bad. And if you will go over this period, you will see things will go really good. Things will start to go good. So
Right.
two mistakes people do there. Number one, they don't recognize that when things start to go bad, it's actually good. They don't recognize it. They get frightened.
Wow.
And they get worried. And when they get worried, they get the mistake. And when they get frightened, they make even more mistakes. So they don't understand. So they lose the life that they used at the beginning. They had lots of life, lots of future, and they lose it, totally lose it, because they think, oh, there's a danger. And second thing is, when you start an activity, you need to behave in a certain way. And when things become danger, you need to behave in a different way. But you don't change your behavior. Continue to behave like you are when you started, because that's what you know, that's what usual for you. And those two major mistakes: one, you don't take care of all the parts of the business, and second, you don't actually celebrate the problems that you create. Those two problems, those two areas is what ensure that every business will fail.
Wow.
And it's actually simple to fix.
Yeah,
That's what
it's
saying.
very, everything is simple for you, and we, like, as a follower, that learn from you over the years, we see things simple as well. So that's like amazing the way that you teach us. Thank you so much. And I hear many people complaining about how difficult to hire and train people. So business owner end up doing things themselves and get tired and be affected instead of having fun creating in their business. So please share some secret in hiring and training a person the right way.
Yeah. So first of all, the first thing that you need to understand, that when you go to look for a person, for a good person, you will not find good people. You really have to have this thing as a stable datum. There are no good people around. Why? Because you need to create good people for your environment. It's not that they're not good as people, but they're not good for you. Because you have a viewpoint and you have an idea and you need to find someone with the potential to be good and make him good. And because you're looking for someone good and not someone with the potential to become good, you actually always hire the wrong people. So that's number one. That's number one. You really have to get into your head that what you are looking for is someone with the potential to be good. Because if you expect him to be good, day one he comes and he's not really good, and day two is not really good, and a month is going and he's not really good. And because you think that you hired someone good, you don't actually invest in him so much and you don't train him. And so he's not good. Because the basic lie is, you don't hire good people, you create good people. It's like a relationship. You create a relationship. You don't go into a woman and you find a woman and you say, well, she's perfect for me and I love her and that's it. No, it doesn't work. Not even in the movies. You need to work at it. You need to create the relationship. And this is like, you hire someone, it's a relationship. You need to create a relationship. So it's really fascinating that you can look at a relationship between a man and a woman, and generally you will see that the man is looking, and a woman is looking, and they found each other, and they're on the best term, and they get together, and they decided to get married, and everything fall apart.
Yeah.
Why? Because during the time that they were dating, they were basically, it's like when you hire someone, you're dating them, you're looking to hire them. Am I going to marry him? Yes or no? If you think that once you marry the person, once you hire him, he's perfect and he's going to do everything perfectly and everything is good, you will have a divorce very quickly. But if you understand that you just start to work, now you have someone with the potential and you need to learn and to know how to create the relationship. And those relationships that are long-term, strong, and productive and profitable relationship to everyone are those relationships that at least one person understand that you need to create the relationship.
Wow.
So that's, now in order to create the relationship, before you hire someone, you need to have a plan of training. Because if you don't have a plan on how to train him and properly training to such a degree that you will know 100% that he knows. So there is a way to train people that it's a specialized way of training people that when you train them, by the end of the training, you know that the trainee knows 100% what you taught him. And if you don't have that, you will have only problems, big problems. And the indication that you are not training are two. Number one, your income is not there. If you don't have income, it means you and your staff are not trained. If you don't have income, it means you and your staff is not trained. And number two, you will see that you have more and more work. The more you work, the more work you have. You don't have less work. You have more and more work. While if you train people, you have less work. What do I mean less work? It's not that you're sitting and smoke cigars all day long. That's not the idea. What I mean is you have
even though it's good.
Yeah, I'm not against it. But what you will have the same amount of hours that you work, but you'll have much income. Right. So you're actually doing less work per dollar. So It's not, I'm not trying to get you to do nothing. There's no nonsense of 4 hours work per week, etc. That's, number one, it's not practical. Number two, even if it is, it's boring. What will I do with the rest of the week? I need to produce, because production equals happiness. Yes, when you're producing, you're happy. So it's not that you're not going to work. It is you're going to work the same amount of hours, maybe even more, but you will get paid per hour much more. So in reality, you work less.
More efficient.
Yeah, more efficient. So there's more income. So basically, you can say that efficiency means minimum action to maximum results. It's the relationship between the actions and the results. So you'll do less action with more results. It means that you're becoming efficient.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you.
You're very
So let's talk about emotional of a business owner. It plays a big role for all the decisions.
Just before the next question, I just want to say hi to everyone that joined us. So we have people on Facebook. I've seen Marcel. I've got a Facebook user. Someone say hi to you, and he says hi to me. I see Aaron. I see Pedro. I see Neville. Recognize things becoming bad is good. When you start the activity, adapt your behavior. Yes, that's true. Yes. And then there's another Facebook user that says hello, Meir, Ezra, and Bao Tran. And we have people on Instagram that following us. I don't have an Instagram ability to see the chat, not through this application that we are using. And we have people on Twitter, and we have people on YouTube, and we have Janelle that join us. So thank you everyone for watching us. And if you have questions, you can ask on the chat, and only if you are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I mean, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, not Instagram. And please follow me on Instagram, Meir Ezra Official, and on Facebook, it's Meir Ezra. Okay. Next question.
Okay, thank you. So let's talk about emotion of a business owner. I know it plays a big role for all the decision. If the business owner not stable, like for example, he get angry easy, he get fear, he easy to get depressed. His business is being damaged regularly. So how to keep emotional stable in business and in life in general, Meir?
Okay, so there's two ways to handle emotions. Number one, to improve your emotional state. That's one way. And I will talk about it in a second. But there is something that can bypass your emotions.
Wow.
something that regardless of your emotion, regardless of what's happening, that if you will have this frame of mind, you can be upset, you can be unupset, you can be whatever, you can be nice, not nice, it will work. And this thing called certainty. When you are certain, you bypass through the emotions. The emotion has no effect, not on you and not on other people. Your certainty alone will cause people to act. Your certainty alone will close deals. Your certainty alone will solve problems. Your certainty alone will be the thing that actually make things happen. Because when you are certain, you just know. And you don't entertain the idea that maybe you don't know.
Right.
So basically, when you are acting, when you go and acting, you have to be so full with yourself, so certain, so cocky, so not listening to anyone. This is the way, it's my way, it's the only way, and this is how we're doing it. 100% certainty, okay? But you need to allow other people to have the same viewpoint. They can have it. And the interesting thing is that if you have 100% certainty and they have 100% certainty, you will both want to contribute to each other. You'll go into the same direction. And if someone is not in the same direction as you, then you have two options, either to get him to see or to get him to be sayonara, not staying in your group. In your group, while you are in a group, while you're running a group, while you are going to a war, while you attacking, there is no time for democracy to negotiation. In a business, you're in a war, you go, you act. This is what we're doing. This is 100%, that's it. Then there is separate time when we sit and discussing things, when we sit and planning, when we sit and correcting. All those other times, which is should be 50% of your time spent on that, you can be very, very extremely understanding. But once you act like there's no one else. And once you listen, you act like you are not there, like you are listening, but your opinion is not important. Right. So the 50% of attack is there's no one else. It's you, only you, and everyone following with you. And if not, you shoot them. And when you listen, there's them and only them. And what you think is irrelevant.
Wow.
And if you have these two viewpoints, if you can move between these two viewpoints, you'll see that emotion will not be important. Usually people get stuck in one or the two. They're just listening, and so they're in endless meetings and endless discussions, and they create a democracy, which is good, but not for a business.
Right.
Or they have the other side, which is they're just going forward, fighting everyone, and it's also not a very healthy diet, because you need 50% attack and 50% protection. Okay.
Wow, that's amazing. So talk about uncertainty. I say, like, as a powerful human being, we are being trapped in being effect of our environment, the thought from us and others. So it's really difficult for us to be certain, and be caused in life. So how a person can be at cost in life, this type of all the traps?
Yeah. So you need to understand the word thinking. Thinking is actually a substitute for action.
Okay.
So for as long as you think, I know it sounds weird, I know, because people think that thinking is very important, but right. Thinking is actually the opposite of knowing. The spirit knows, and when you reduce the power of the spirit, which is the power of the universe, when you reduce the power of the spirit, what you do, you start to think.
Oh.
When you know, you don't think. You know how to move your hand. You don't think, well, let me think about how to move my hand. You know. If I ask you your name, you don't think about your name. You know. And you have very good result with your name. You have very good result with moving your hand. But if you go and learn something new, let's say I'm going to learn how to play guitar. Now I need to think, how do I put my finger? It's very slow and it doesn't sound so good, and no one paying me for that. When people start to pay you, when you're certain. People will pay you when you are certain. People pay for certainty. Because most of the people, when they buy something, they come because they're uncertain. They need something. They don't have something, and this something will give them the certainty that they need. So I want to put the LED lights. So I'm missing the LED strip. So I need the LED strip. So I'm uncertain what I will do with this LED strip. So if someone come to me and say, this is the LED strips that you need, this is why, this is the controller, this is the connection, this is the whole thing that you need, 100%, that's what you're doing. And I said, but what about, I heard that they said, no, look, this is what you need because of even if I don't understand what they say, what I buy is a certainty. What you buy, what people buy is a certainty, and a certainty can come from a person or from an organization. A certainty is a flow, is a kind of thing that you put out. It's not data. Certainty is not data. Certainty is a spiritual flow that you put out, and the other side knows about it. So what you need to do in order to be successful, in order to sell, in order to act, is don't think. Those people that think all the time, they become professor in the university. And I have nothing against professors in the university, but they don't print money. Those people who print money are those people that certain, they act. And certainty is senior to facts. Certainty can change facts. Certainty can change facts. Facts can never change certainty. Certainty is senior to facts, so you need to be certain. And let me just say hello to Mauricio. Mauricio, hi, nice to see you. And Swapna, hello Swapna, and she said hi to you too, Bao.
Yes,
and Amit is here, hello Amit. And I say hi to Janelle already. And thank you for everyone that's watching us on Instagram. And thank you everyone that's watching us on Facebook and Twitter. And if you have any questions, please ask on the chat. I cannot see the chats on Instagram right now, but I do see the chat on Facebook, etc. So let's see. Certainty is the key. Thank you, Meir. Extremely enlightening. Thank you, Nabil. Yes, got it. Action is key. Yes, Janelle. Yes, Pedro. Hi, Pedro. Pedro, say hi to you and me. Thank you.
Hello,
Pedro. Okay, good. Let's go ahead.
Okay, good. So a businessman is a leader for his business as a minimum. Or even if someone works for a company, he or she needs to be a leader if he or she wants to advance in a career or in life.
Yeah.
It's like a must for all people. So would you please share the most 3 required characteristics of a leader?
A leader. Okay. So a leader, number one, have to have. What is a leader? Let's define first of all, what is a leader? Because there's a lot of confusion. A leader is someone that can get people to execute order and bring results.
Okay.
So a leader is someone that can actually get people to bring results. So if I can if I'm a good leader at my home, my children will bring results. If I'm not a good leader at my home, then my children will not have results. They will not bring results. So a leader is someone that can bring results. A leader is not someone that looks good, sounds good, politically correct. All of these things is politics, is not leadership. Yes?
Right.
You understand? In politics, you need to look good, to sound good, have good accent, etc. But that's not actually who you're going to trust. Who you're going to trust is a person that gets people to get results. Okay, so that's what a leader is. Now, what do you need to be a leader? Number one, you need to have an exceptional understanding of everything that's been said around you, which means you need to have a vocabulary that's bigger than the average man that you are managing.
Wow.
Okay, so number one, your vocabulary have to be much bigger than the average person. Okay, so you understand everything that people tell you and everything that's happening around. You need to have such an ability to assimilate data and to put out ideas that it's like, whoa, like you have total 100% knowingness. You understand so much that you, even if you don't know what they're talking about, you know, just because you know. So that's number one. An amazing number of words, like you need to know 20, 25% more words than other people. And what I mean more, it doesn't mean only the number of words, but the depth of the definition. How accurate is the definition? That's number one. Number two, when you speak, you need to speak in a vocabulary that is smaller than the average person that you're talking about. 5% smaller, so everyone understands you. So you speak in such a way that anyone understands you, and you hear in such a way that you understand anyone. So this is the number two. So number one, understand. Number two, number one, able to understand. Number two, able to communicate, to send. And number three, you need to have such love and such appreciation of men that you will never think that they are anything other than gods.
Wow.
Everyone around you, you should consider everyone around you so beautiful, so powerful, so unbelievable, like you will behave toward a god or God. Of course, they're not the real God, yes, but they are like God. And if you will see the people around you like God, they will look at you as a God as well.
As a bigger God too. Yeah. Wow. Amazing. That's a new perspective. Thank you. Thank you.
What a leader is all about.
Yeah. So, Meir, your teaching is above and beyond the standard, and you help create a masterpiece in man. So, if people want to learn more and follow you, how could they do that?
What can they do? Go follow me on Instagram, Meir Ezra Official, and tell me what specifically you want to learn. Is it relationship? Is it business? Is it money? Is it marketing, sales, any subject, quantum physics, you name it. You tell me what you want to learn about, what kind of problems that you have, and I will tell you what you need to do. For sure, 99% of the people will not like what I say. 99% of the people at the beginning do not like what I say.
But they will be in love with it.
Yeah, they will fall in love, yes. But what I can guarantee that if they will try what I say, they will get results better than anything they've tried in the past. Anything.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And that's the main thing about what I'm doing. I bring results. I really bring results because I'm not trying to be liked. I'm not trying to impress anyone. The only thing I'm trying to, or not trying to do, the only thing that I'm doing is bring result. And when you change, it's usually painful because change brings about this uncertainty at the beginning. It brings about some kind of pain. It's some kind of a spiritual pain because you have your picture perfect in your head and you have your furnitures all in their place, and I come and I say, move the furnitures, and dust blows off and things break, and you realize that you have a dead cat behind the curtains, and you find all kinds of things which are not nice. But if you will not handle them, they will stink. You need to clean them. You need to move your furnitures in your head, to go through the pain of the change, so you can actually create the life that you deserve, that you want.
It's like going to the gym.
Going to the gym, yes. You need to go through the pain, and then you'll have the gain.
Yeah, thank you, Meir. So if you are a business owner or you know someone who is building a business and don't want to be part of a statistic like failing in the first 5 years, or after that, in 95% of the business owner will fail after that 5 years as well. So you should rewatch this and share to others. And thanks, Meir, for your time and the wisdom. I will see you later again tonight.
Yeah, tonight, 2 a.m. my time, at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to have the inner circle. It's a very special group of people that learn about the secrets of this universe, the real secrets of this universe. Very extremely advanced.
Amazing.
Very special group of people. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Bob. Thank you for Amit and Swapna for helping, like usually. And thank you for Shamaya that set up the whole thing. She started the whole thing. And for Gali, my son, and Hadar that helping me with all the things behind the scene. So thank you very much. And the biggest thank you for everyone that's watching. And please, please, please share. Start watch groups. Share this thing. Everyone, just as you watch it, and even if you after that, just start a watch group. You can put it on automatic, like just start a watch group, and you will see, you will help people. I'm getting everyday communication from all across the globe with people that saw those Facebook lives that I'm doing, and we are changing their lives. So if you want to help change the life of another being, share this thing. Start a watch group. Tell people about it. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow at the same time. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.